Dehumidifiers Buying Guide. Cooling a cheaper, easier and less time-consuming effort than renovating your house to rid yourself of damp. A dehumidifier can keep the status quo during the humid seasons and save you having to get down into the foundations. It's also particularly useful if you're renting a damp house. Which type of dehumidifier is best? Most dehumidifiers, including most of the models we test, work by a refrigeration. They draw air in, filter it, cool it to condense the moisture, then reheat it and push the warmer, drier air back into the room. This warms the room somewhat, but not as much as an actual heater. Refrigeration models operate best in hot, humid conditions. The hotter the air, the easier it is to cool it by a large amount and extract moisture from it. They don't work so well in cold air as it's harder to cool already cold air in order to condense water from it. Desiccant rotor dehumidifiers are becoming more readily available. These models use a slowly rotating disc or belt of material which absorbs moisture from the air. The damp section then moves through a drying process, which evaporates the water and collects it in the tank. Cold and damp, or hot and humid? The best type of dehumidifier for your home can depend on whether you mainly need to dehumidify in cold damp conditions, or hot humid conditions. Because they don't use cooling to extract the moisture, desiccant rotor models can be much more effective than refrigeration models in cold climates. In fact, their performance should be largely unaffected by the air temperature. We tested a good desiccant and a good refrigeration model in identical hot-humid conditions and found that both performed to their rated water removal rates. The desiccant model performed much the same as it did in cold conditions. The refrigeration model, which had performed relatively poorly in cold conditions, performed very well in hot conditions, on average. It extracted more than 4 times as much water in hot conditions as it did in cold conditions. This shows that both desiccant and refrigeration dehumidifiers can do the job in hot humid conditions. But desiccant models rarely exceed a rated extraction rate of 10 L/day, while you can find refrigeration models rated up to 30 L/day or more. So for heavy-duty dehumidification in hot conditions, a refrigeration model would be the best option. The better performing refrigeration models in our tests should perform very well in hot conditions. Our article on how we test dehumidifiers explains more about our tests and test conditions.